Hi guys, it's Kelly. I just wanted to come in and do a quick video on how I get transfers onto my paper, like from lace or whatever it is we're going to use. And I've done a lot of videos on paper treatments, so I'm not really going to show you how I did it because you've seen me dunk it and lay it on my oven racks. Well, that's the same thing you do with these. You get these wet. I used this one is crocheted cotton, and I use just our regular paper doilies. I use these ones from the dollar store. We all know these. They're 2 for $1. And I also used this set of dishes. It was a plate to try to get some of that off of there, and it worked. And I used the whole barbecue platter. And I also used some loose change. So I'll show you what I did. This was one of my dishes. I just laid this wet coffee. I just dipped it in a pan of coffee, in a baking pan of coffee, and laid it on top of the plate in the oven. That's all you do. And then this is that doily. It's this doily right here. I just dunked this and I laid my doily on top of the paper and set it in the oven. And then here's the paper doily, this one. See, you just make sure the paper's wet, make sure the doily's wet. And when you lay it on there, make sure there's no bubbles, because it's all got to be nice and flat so it gets the impression. But it's real easy. You just lay it on there. Look, here's another doily. They look really good, right? And then here's the little crocheted doily. See, I put that on there, and so it's half on this one and half on the other one. So it's nice. And then I got a doily on a note card. See, that's cute. And then these are just oven rack marks. I mean, we know they're oven rack marks, but if you're making it for someone else, they won't know what it is. You know what I mean? So we can trick them. And then these are the dots. I love the dots from the barbecue pan. So I just lay them wet paper in on the barbecue pan. You can only do a couple layers, otherwise it turns out like this. So the first layer is always the best. You see. This one's really good. This was from, see, this was on the pan, and this part was on, a piece of paper. So you gotta, so if you get a couple pans going. Look at this one. This is from that rose water I made the other day. I got a video on that. Looks so good, right? And then here's the other one I thought was interesting. Somebody in the group, can't remember who it was, but I'm sorry. But somebody in our little group said she did change. She dried something on top of a penny by mistake or whatever. So I threw a bunch of change in there, and it really does make an impression. So that's really cool because you can kind of see, like, I just randomly threw them. Wait, can you see that one? I just randomly threw it around, like from a distance. You can't really tell that it's changed. But if a person took a minute and they're like, hey, that looks like a penny. Because it is a penny. You know what I mean? It didn't really work good on the back. So what I did with this is, it was just a cookie sheet. And I dipped this in my rose water, and I had change on the bottom of the cookie sheet. And then I just laid this down on top of it. And then I put more change on top of this one. And then I laid, trying to stack them, but it's tough to stack. But this one came out good. Look at all the little change marks on this one. Looks cool, right? So I was thinking we could do that with laces too. Get the laces wet, the trims, and lay them on the edges of our page. And have a lace impression on the edge. That would look cool too. Haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna. Look, here's another one with some change. I just think it looks neat with the change. I don't know why. Because it is cool, right? I just think it's neat. Oh, look at this one. You could totally see the penny. You know what I mean? That's just neat. And the quarter, too. You could see the back of the quarter, too. And then it looks cool on the other side. You can't really see the impressions, but it still looks cool, with the dots. So, anyway, so get to dunking and see what kind of impressions you can make. Bye!